Are you being sued by Scott and Associates? Being sued is almost always a scary situation. Nobody wants to receive a letter from a person or company claiming you owe them money and now have to show up in court for it. And despite what some may believe, ignoring the lawsuit can do more harm than good, and not just for your credit score. There are loads of issues that can come up if you refuse to respond to a lawsuit from an agency like Scott and Associates, including a default judgment or seizure of your assets. Who is Scott and Associates? Scott and Associates, based in Carrollton, Texas, operates as a debt collection firm. Their annual practice involves initiating numerous lawsuits against consumers with the objective of recovering outstanding debts. While they may present payment plans as an option, failure to fulfill your debt obligations will result in legal action. Regrettably, unless you can consistently meet your payment obligations, there is no means of evading legal proceedings. It is probable that if your debt has been handed over to collections, the initial payment terms were unaffordable. Who they sue for? Scott and Associates files lawsuits against numerous creditors. They specialize in collecting various types of debts, such as consumer credit card debts, medical debts, student loans, auto deficiencies, and small business debts. It's important for consumers to be aware of their rights in these situations. Debt collectors are legally obligated to send debt validation letters via mail and must cease all communication if requested to do so. However, if they fail to comply, you have the option to take legal action against them before they initiate any lawsuits against you. Why should you respond to a Scott and Associates lawsuit? If you don't respond to a lawsuit, several things can happen, with the most prominent issue being a default judgment. A default judgment is when the defendant refuses to show up in court, and the judge rules in favor of the plaintiff. In that case, your wages can be garnished, property seized, or the judgment can cloud the title of your homestead property. Your credit score would be the least of your worries if a default judgment were to happen. If you respond to a lawsuit, you have a chance to defend yourself in court. Scott and Associates may be willing to settle outside of court to avoid any legal fees. However, if the debt doesn't belong to you, then you'll definitely want to get a lawyer to build your case and defend you in court. You might be able to countersue as well if Scott and Associates has violated any FDCPA laws. Should I hire an attorney to defend me? You don't need an attorney to defend you in court, but it's advisable to do so. A good debt attorney will know their way around the system. They'll be able to advise you on the best route to take, whether that's fighting the debt due to a lack of evidence, or settling the debt because the creditor has a good case against you. Trying to fight the case when the opposing party has a good case with sufficient evidence can land you in more trouble than taking a stand was worth. Who should you hire to defend your case? If you're being sued for a debt in Texas, contact us at Warren & Migliaccio LLP. Our attorneys will be able to help you properly defend your case, often resulting in the best outcome possible for you. Whether this is a cleared debt or a lower settlement, we'll help you respond to the case, forming your response in a way that may sway the court in your favor and defend you in court. Tell us about your case before it's too late. We'll get you on the right path to redemption.